So today I wanted to make a video on how to install a Geissele trigger into an AR15 or AR10 platform rifle. In this case, I'm going to be installing a Geissele single stage precision trigger into my Daniel Defense DDM4V7. What you're going to need in order to install this trigger is a punch or something to knock out the pins that are holding in your hammer as well as your trigger, something to strike your punch, as well as some form of eye protection, because most of the components that you're going to be dealing with are going to be under spring tension and could potentially fly out of your rifle. So first you're going to want to go ahead and take your rifle off of safe and drop your hammer. That way it'll be easier for you to knock out the pin that's holding in your hammer there. So you want to go ahead and line up your punch. And then knock out your pin just like that. So your hammer there is going to be under spring tension. So you want to make sure that you hold pressure as you go ahead and remove your punch, and then you're able to remove your hammer just like that. So for removing your trigger, you're going to want to make sure that you have your thumb over your disconnect here, because it's also under spring tension and will normally fly up and out of your rifle. So you want to go ahead, make sure that you're holding down on your disconnect, and then begin pushing out your spring there, or rather your pin. Once you've removed your pin, you can go ahead and rock your trigger forward and up and out of your rifle. Once you have your trigger out of your rifle, you're going to want to make sure that there's nothing inside of your receiver, either dirt or debris or anything like that, that could affect your trigger as you're trying to install it or shoot it later. Go ahead and get rid of some of these extra parts. Move those pins. The next step is to go ahead and take the slave pin that comes with your Geissele trigger and use it to push out the pin that's currently holding in your disconnect. Once you have the slave pin installed, you can go ahead and install your trigger inside of your receiver, but make sure that the legs on your spring stay out in front. You'll need to push down and make sure that the holes line up so that you can install your pin. And make sure that they line up on both sides. And now you have your trigger installed in your lower receiver. Then you're going to go ahead and take your punch, and you're going to push out the pin that's inside of your hammer. So on both of the pins, you're going to notice that there's these little grooves, and what that's for is when you install your hammer, the springs, the legs of the springs are going to rest inside of those grooves down on the pin that goes through this trigger itself. So you're going to go ahead and install your hammer, but make sure that those legs rest across that pin in the back there. And you'll go ahead and push your hammer forward and down. Sometimes locking your hammer into place makes it easier. So you're going to go ahead and begin installing your pin. And then you're going to have to go ahead and tap it in a little bit. And you'll make sure that the hole on the other side is lined up. And go ahead and push your pin in the rest of the way. And now your trigger is fully installed. So we'll go ahead and do a quick functions check. Hammer drops without an issue. Hold. Reset. Hammer drop with no issue. Safety on. And nothing with the safety on. So yeah, this precision trigger is very, very lightweight. So before I go ahead and reassemble the rifle, Geissele recommends putting on some lubricant It could be CLP or whatever you guys want. I currently have Slip 2000 gun lube, but they recommend lubricating the trigger in a couple different places. There's the actual manual for where they want the lubricant to go. Yeah, so I'll go ahead. Drop the trigger. Put in a couple drops of oil. Then I'm going to go ahead and reassemble the rifle. Very nice and smooth. Very, very clean break there. Very lightweight. But anyway, hope you guys enjoyed the video, and let me know what you guys thought, and if you want to, go ahead, like and subscribe, and hopefully I'll be putting on a few more videos.